first time I saw On Her Majesty's Secret Service, it was a re-release at the Toronto International Film Festival, and I was just blown right out of my seat by the absolute grand scale of this film. It features a really awesome ski chase, a really awesome cast, and a pretty good Bond, actually. A lot of people don't like George Lazenby, but I find him alright in this. He's a little bit wooden and doesn't really fit the role of Bond, but this is more of a romance movie, and he is good at that. Um, as I said, this movie is sort of a lot more romance-filled than the others, but it's sort of nice because it gives us a break from the sort of traditional Bond meets girl, Bond sleeps with girl, Bond saves the day sort of approach. And that is why I really, really like this movie. So, yeah, that's why it takes the number 5 spot. In the number 4 position, we have License to Kill starring Timothy Dalton. A lot of people didn't like this movie, and a lot of people didn't like any of Tim Dalton's movies, but I personally loved them both. I love Timothy Dalton as Bond. He's just really, really great. And this one, it definitely features a more dark side of Bond. He actually is kicked out of MI6, which is surprising, so he's got a lot more loose and doesn't have as many restrictions, and he's also trying to take vengeance on one of his best friends who was just attacked and something really bad happened to him. So he is pretty much, well, he's essentially a cold-hearted killer, and this is where you can obviously tell Daniel Craig took a lot of inspiration from. In the number 3 spot, we have Skyfall. I know a lot of you are probably going down to the dislike button, but let me explain. I'm usually not one to like the newer installments of movies, just because I don't find them as great. But Skyfall was fantastic. You can watch my other video actually reviewing Skyfall. It's on the channel. But this movie is fantastic. It really brought back some of the old Bond themes. And just so you know, I am actually quite a fan of all 3 Daniel Craig movies. I actually liked Quantum of Solace, which a lot of people didn't like. So as you can see, I have sort of a different opinion to Bond movies as many other Bond fans. But yeah, this movie is great. The villain is great, Daniel Craig is great, Judi Dench is great, everyone is great in this movie. And I just loved how they really, really rebooted the series. In number 2, we have Tomorrow Never Dies. This was the second Bond movie that I ever saw back when I was about 6 or 5. And this one is just all-out action, and it's one of those movies that's considered really bad by many people, but for some reason, I just love this movie. It's fantastic. Pierce Brosnan was basically my Bond growing up. He's fantastic as always. The villain is great. Elliot Carver was actually on my top villains list. But yeah, this movie is fantastic. It's got really awesome action sequences, really amazing music. The soundtrack to this movie is fantastic, and great Bond girl. She's probably the best Bond girl. She's great in action sequences, and she's the one that could actually seem like she could beat Bond in a fight. So Tomorrow Never Dies is awesome. And coming in at number 1, we have Goldfinger. Goldfinger actually is my second favorite Bond villain, and he is a absolutely fantastic movie. It's the 3rd Bond movie in the official series, starring Sean Connery. This one is just really fantastic. I first watched it on a plane, and I remember just sitting there on the plane and laughing to myself because of how great it was. It's got a really great plot, and it's very interesting because the entire movie leads you up to thinking one thing and what the villain's plot is, but it actually isn't what it seems. It's one of the only Bond movies with a twist, and it's a very good one too. So I definitely recommend this Bond movie. It is undoubtedly my favorite. Yeah, what else can I say? It's fantastic. It features really awesome action sequences. and it's just all out great.